A very good evening. It's nice to have you join us on the news at 5 here from Channels Television. I'm Dominic Iwiwu, and these are the stories and reports we're tracking at the moment. The Supreme Court of Nigeria has dismissed the appeal filed by the Ondo State People's Democratic Party's governorship candidate, Agbola Ajayi, after he formally withdrew his case. Mr. Ajayi explained that his decision followed wide consultations with party members. He also extended his best wishes to Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa and promised to keep supporting the state's development.
After months of legal tussle, the Supreme Court convenes to deliver judgment on who won the last Ondo governorship election. Present in court to witness the day's proceeding is Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, his supporters and counsels in the case. The People's Democratic Party in the state and its candidate, Mr. Agbola Ajayi, had filed an appeal at the Apex Court, seeking to invalidate the verdict of the Court of Appeal, which dismissed his case and affirmed the election of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa. The governorship candidates of the Social Democratic Party and the Allied People's Movement also withdrew their appeals at the Apex Court. The Court of Appeal sitting in Akure had affirmed the victory of the Ondo State Governor and his deputy in the November 16, 2024 governorship election. The PDP, joined by the SDP and the APM, had alleged that the election was characterized by irregularities and electoral malpractices at many polling units, which are considered non-compliant to the electoral law. However, the lower court struck out their petitions, upholding the governor's victory.
We believe that justice has prevailed, and the court has now ratified the mandate that was given to His Excellency.
All the appeals are considered frivolous and withdrawn, and I think this is the end of the journey that started from the tribunal to the Court of Appeal, and I think it's the place of the governor now to rally around everybody so that we can concentrate on good governance of Ondo State.
In response, the governor commends the candidates. He also informed the media that the PDP candidate plans to join the APC.
The opposition, well, they will do, in fact, the candidate of People's Democratic Party, PDP, Honorable Agbola Ajayi, actually wrote a personal letter of withdrawal and has also pledged to support the state, support this government, and contribute in whichever way he can. In fact, he has even told me that he's coming to join APC, so I'm waiting for him to join us so that we can work together. Rest in peace.
The withdrawal of the appeals by the opposition parties finally brings to an end the tussle for the 2024 Ondo governorship election. Emanuela Ekele, Channels Television News.
Saudi authorities have released 3 Nigerian pilgrims detained in Jeddah for more than a month over alleged drug trafficking. Those freed after 4 weeks in custody are Mrs. Maryam Hussein Abdullahi, Mrs. Abdullahi Bahaji Aminu, and Mr. Abdul Hamid Sadiq. According to the NDLEA spokesperson, Mr. Femi Babafemi, a drug syndicate operating at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport had tagged bags containing narcotics in the names of the unsuspecting pilgrims.
The 3 persons affected by this dastardly act, like we informed you before, Mrs. Maryam Hussein Abdullahi, Mrs. Abdullahi Bahija Aminu, and Mr. Abdul Hamid Sadiq. You will also recall that to unravel the true facts of the cases, the Chairman Chief Executive Officer of the agency caused an investigation to be conducted into the cases, the outcome of which revealed that a syndicate operating at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano, that is Makia, had tagged bags containing illicit drugs with the names of the 3 unsuspecting Nigerians who were later arrested in Saudi for alleged drug trafficking. We are therefore happy to inform you that following the series of engagements, one of the 3 Nigerians was released from custody on Sunday, the 14th September, and the remaining 2 on Monday, 15th September 2025, just 2 days ago. The probe led to the arrest, that is, all our efforts thereafter, led to the arrest of 55-year-old drug kingpin Mohammed Ali Abubakar alias Bello Karama, and 3 other members of the syndicate, including the airline officials behind the shipment of the illicit substances for which the 3 innocent Nigerians were arrested and detained in Jeddah.
The Coalition of Federal Pensioners of Nigeria have threatened to embark on a nationwide protest on October 6th over the failure of the government to pay pensioners their 32,000 naira pension increments and other palliatives. The national chairman of the Coalition of Federal Pensioners of Nigeria, Mr. Mukaila Ogumbote, made this known at a news conference held in Lagos. He stated that pensioners have given the government until the end of this month to settle the outstanding payments.
We are appealing to President Tinubu that she should do something in the area of the payment of pensioners. On that note, if they are not pay us our arrears in this September, 32,000 payment arrived in total, 25,000 6 months, 10,000 palliative, and implement our 32,000 with our September money. Pensioner, we are going on a nationwide naked protest marches on the 6th of October.
One of the pensioners, Mrs. Dupe Oguni, a retiree of FRCN, made a passionate appeal to the First Lady to intervene on their behalf.
I'm appealing to the First Lady as a mother to please come to our aid, to talk to President Tinubu, to order Wale Edu to release our money. We want her to please talk to the husband in a way still we understand. We should please, we have aged women among us, with children at home without job. They should please attend to us and pay us this little change.
All what we are saying, we want to eat. After food, the rest are foul play. We are hungry. We are dying. Let them answer us. If they don't answer us, I told you, I just want to add a little color to what my people have said. On the 6th of October, if our answers are not met, we are going to go nationwide protest, naked.
Almost 24 hours have passed since fire tore through the heart of Lagos Island for the second time in a day. The smoke remains and the devastation intact. In the wake of the inferno, a stretch of charred rubble and twisted metal is all that's left where vibrant businesses once stood. Our correspondent Chris Lems reports.
Well, it's been a harvest of fire on Lagos Island. It all started yesterday at the Afriland Tower at about 1:30 p.m. when it was reported that fire had engulfed the building. Well, before the fire service arrived, a lot of people had jumped up, and of course other people came to rescue people who were trapped in that building. But while that was still ongoing, another incident occurred, and that is where we are standing at the moment at the Central Plaza close to Mandela's, still on the Lagos Island, where it was reported that at about 7:30 p.m. During a changeover from one source of power to the other, fire engulfed one of the buildings right here. As you can see, you see some of the air cooling systems that have been burnt beyond repairs, and a lot of properties have been lost in this particular incident. More than 12 hours after the incident happened, and it's still smoldering. It's still smoldering. But all around, we can see that the Lagos Neighborhood Watch, they are standing here to see that this place, they are protected. And we also saw a number of firefighters also standing by to ensure that the fire is contained, and of course it doesn't spread to other buildings. We know that this is a highly commercialized area, and so any attempt for this fire to spread further would result in a great loss. For now, everywhere has been cordoned off and the traders are just standing by, they are watching and hoping that the fire is fully contained, and then they're able to go back to their business. They rule their losses and they hope this never happened, but it has happened, and it's not the first time this is happening. So there is need for the government and for relevant authorities to begin to look into the issue of fire incident right at the heart of the commercial nerve center of Lagos State. From the Central Plaza right here on Lagos Island, Chris Lems, Channels Television News.
Thank you, Chris. In Kaduna State, Governor Uba Sani is assuring residents of the state that no project initiated by his administration will be abandoned and that no contractor will be owed upon completion of the projects. The governor made the promise when he flagged off the Rigasa Township roads in Igabi local government and the Zango Road in Tudunwada community, Kaduna South local government area. He explained that the project is aimed at addressing traffic congestion, poor access to markets and public facilities in the two densely populated communities.
Hundreds of residents of Rigasa, the most populous ward in Kaduna State, troop out to welcome Governor Uba Sani, who is in the community to flag off the construction of 3 road projects.
We are not surprised with what you brought to us because we have not forgotten about the hospital you built for our community, which was recognized nationwide, where single road projects were given to communities. Rigasa got 4 road networks. May God keep you, Your Excellency, in the coming election in 2027. You are a candidate and you will get 200,000 votes because of what you are doing for this local government.
The governor considers the road projects as an indication of the commitment of his administration to delivering people-oriented infrastructure across the state.
My presence here is in furtherance of my administration's commitment to the welfare of our citizens, especially the poor, vulnerable, and underserved. We have been unrelenting in addressing infrastructure gaps in areas inhabited by urban poor. Rigasa is one of the largest and most populous wards in Nigeria.
The governor then flags off the construction amid cheers from the residents. Governor Sani was also in Tudunwada in Kaduna South local government, where he flagged off the construction of the Zango Road, a major link road in the community. Despite its proximity to the Kaduna State seat of power, Tudunwada community has suffered from long years of infrastructural neglect from previous administrations. However, the switching on of the bulldozer by Governor Uba Sani is considered the end of their nightmare.
I understand and share in the pains of the inhabitants of this area who have suffered neglect for decades. There is very little road infrastructure in this area, as we have seen today.
Governor Sani is assuring that his administration will continue to prioritize infrastructure development across the state, with special attention to roads that directly impact the lives of the citizens.
Over in Rivers State, preparations are ongoing for the return of democratic governance, 6 months after a state of emergency was declared in the wake of political unrest. With only a few hours left before the exit of emergency rule, the sole administrator, Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, retired, and his team hold a public lecture at the Government House, Port Harcourt, to consolidate the gains recorded under the interim administration.
People from different walks of life gather at the banquet hall in the River State Government House, Port Harcourt, as the interim administration hosts a public lecture to mark the state's return to democratic governance. Themed Democracy and Good Governance, the lecture focuses on the country's democratic journey and River State's experience under emergency rule. The keynote speaker highlights dialogue, respect, and forgiveness as vital tools for peace building and stresses that River State must once again serve as an example for others across the country.
We will strive for unity
and a brighter development. No more rivers of blood. You see how I've changed it now. No more rivers of blood. No more pains. Just peace alone, love alone, and harmony that remains. We will rise above our differences and stand as one. For peace is what we need to have fun as we used to enjoy that time.
The sole administrator, Iboke Teibas, assures residents of a smooth transition process, adding that stability has already been restored.
I charge all of us to place Rivers State above personal ambition, to commit to tolerance, forgiveness, and reconciliation, to consciously work at building trust amongst each other, and to ensure that the dividends of democracy reach every household.
As the transition date approaches, the public lecture provides both reflection on the recent challenges and a call to collective responsibility. It reinforces hope that democratic governance will bring stability and development to Rivers State.
Some breaking news now. President Bola Tinubu has declared an end to the 6-month state of emergency imposed on Rivers State on the 18th of March this year. In a statement signed by the president, he made clear his belief that the state of emergency, which ends today, the 17th of September, has served its purpose, making an extension unnecessary. According to the president, intelligence reports indicate a new spirit of understanding, cooperation and enthusiasm on the part of all the stakeholders in Rivers State for an immediate return to democratic governance. He therefore declared that from the 18th of September, the governor, Siminalayi Fubara, the deputy governor, Ngozima Odu, and members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, including the Speaker, Martin Zamewele, will resume work in their offices. The president reminded governors and the houses of assembly of all the states in the country to appreciate that it is only in an atmosphere of peace, order, and good government that the dividends of democracy can be delivered to the people. And now, as part of moves to restore peace and security to Emoha local government area, the council chairman, Chidi Lloyd, has declared wanted no less than 10 suspected cultists believed to be operating in the local government. He made this known during an expanded security meeting at the council, during which traditional rulers were further charged to return home in order to contain the spate of violent crimes in their domain. Over in Cross River State, residents, commuters and motorists are renewing their call on the federal government and relevant agencies to urgently repair the Ikom-Obudu Federal Highway. They insist that the road, which links several communities, has been neglected for years and is now in a terrible state. During a visit to the highway, many lament that the last major rehabilitation was carried out 20 years ago.
This is the 100-kilometer road built in the 1970s. It connects Ikom, Boki, Bekwara and Obudu local government areas in Cross River State. Residents say the road was last rehabilitated more than 20 years ago. Today, it is badly eroded and almost impossible for commuters. The highway is a vital tourism and trade route linking to the famous Obudu Cattle Ranch, but what used to take 2 hours now stretches to as long as 8 hours, turning the journey into a nightmare. Some motorists call it a death trap. Farmers describe it as a serious threat to moving their produce and a danger to their lives.
Incidences of accident, deaths are being recorded on a very high rate because of the deteriorated nature of the road. You have seen it yourself. This is just the beginning of the journey. If you leave from here ahead again, you will see what is happening.
Small car cannot go. We have senators, we have a councillor, we have chairmen. Are they not from this place? They are from this place. So we don't need to tell them. Because if you don't tell them, they don't do anything. But we pay taxation here. I don't know if you understand me. So the thing is getting out of hand.
Other residents want the reconstruction of the road to be given top priority.
Please, government, help us. Whatever thing you can do, help the people of Cross River State, Central and Northern. Please, our senators, please help us. This is a federal road, oh. This is a federal road. It cuts from Cross River directly to Benue State.
In response to the cries of the communities, the Federal Controller of Works in Calabar assures residents that plans are already underway for repairs.
We have sent a proposal for full reconstruction of the road to the Waikota. The road is under design. The designs department in our ministry is working to redesign the road, and sooner or later that will be awarded. But meanwhile, we will be doing some intervention on section of the road, which we are already proposed to our headquarters, but we are waiting for the rainy season to subside, which after rainy season, there's what we call post-rainy season construction. And during this post-rainy season, we used to go and work on some of the roads that have been affected by the rain.
The people remain hopeful that both the federal and state governments will place the reconstruction of this road on the front burner in the interest of the citizens who depend on it daily.
In the world of business, the central bank has issued a new directive to major banks in the country, citing that they should obtain regulatory approval for at least 6 months to appoint the successor to their current managing directors or chief executives before their exit. The directive, which is contained in a statement and published on the CBN's website, mentions that such appointments must be made public no later than 3 months before the outgoing CEO officially vacates office. According to the CBN, this new policy is part of broader efforts by the financial market regulator to strengthen corporate governance, reduce uncertainty, and preserve confidence in Nigeria's financial system. Meanwhile, ahead of the Central Bank's Monetary Policy Committee meeting scheduled to hold next week, the CBN says the latest drop in the country's headline inflation remains too slow to justify any policy easing. According to personal statements by MPC members, stressed the need for more market-based instruments to strengthen monetary policy transmission and attract investments. The CBN MPC personnel statements pointed out that Nigeria remains vulnerable to inflationary and financial risks despite recent signs of easing price pressures. At its last Monetary Policy Committee meeting held in July, the central bank held its benchmark interest rate, monetary policy rate, at 27.5%. An indigenous car maker and CEO of Nord Automobiles, Oluwatobi Ajayi, has recommended some measures or policies that the Nigerian government can deploy to help protect the country's automobile sector and benefit buyers in general. Speaking on our Business Morning program, Mr. Ajayi, who listed some of the recommendations, also cited that some of such measures were already deployed in China, Europe, and recently the United States.
The first thing is you would retain, do not increase the tariff for vehicles that are 5 years old and older, because that's the vehicle, those are the vehicles that the middle class and the masses buy. For those that want to buy, they usually, like I said, so basically, don't increase vehicles for Tokumbo, for second-hand vehicles, because they're usually 5 years old and older. So don't touch it. Leave them. Let them buy what they want to buy at the current price. So don't touch. That's not the market. Also, do not increase tariff for buses that move people, you know, because you don't want to, if you increase the tariff, people might say, oh, they want to increase prices or so, reduce the cost of transportation, you understand? So don't increase tariff for buses. Don't increase tariff for trucks that are more than 10 tons, because those are the trucks that move goods and services around the country, food from the north and everywhere.
And that's it on the news at 5. I'm Dominic Iriwu. Up next, The World Today.